Hey guys! Yoo-hoo! Good morning. Yesterday we finished the Vampire Guns campaign, short campaign victory. I think it was turn 165. Yeah. Chaos got destroyed in the first wave. Starting the next milestone campaign, M18. This time it's followers of Nagash. No house rules. The special is on. What is special? We have special donation options turned on for some of the campaigns, where people can donate to sabotage, undermine, spice up the campaign, which can also lead to more really difficult, unpredictable campaigns, or even defeat sometimes. This campaign, if it comes to a defeat, there'll be no restarts, so we have one go. Followers on the Nagash have a tricky early game, and it is unpredictable even without a special. So we never know what can happen. Dwarves are nearby, and there are also other stuff nearby as well. But it's the Tomb Kings. They just need to be a little bit patient and wait for unlocking the dynasties, their technologies, to unlock more army slots, and then they can start rolling the ball and expand much safer. This is our second time playing the followers of Nagash. They are one of the Tomb Kings faction. Initial challenge is hard. It is hard because random stuff can happen in the early game. Tomb Kings without extra armies are a little bit weak in the beginning. Specialty of this faction is enables recruitment of certain vampire count units. Minus 50 relations with the rest of the Tomb Kings. We have plus 20 relations with the vampire counts. Plus 10 window magic power reserve all armies. And vampiric corruption does not affect public order. The lore effect for Arkan is plus 5 attack and 5 defense for the embedded heroes in the Lord's army. This faction is kinda, to be honest with you, lacking flavor. It's not really that much different than the rest of Tomb Kings, and the faction effects, strengths, and the Lord's strength is kinda underwhelming. Considering they messed up his chariot and nerfed his ability from his weapon, because the multiplayer makes followers Nagash in the mech section of the game. We played plenty of Tomb Kings factions campaigns in before. The special thing about the Tomb Kings, they have the mortuary cult. It's a mechanic where they can craft various stuff, unlock units. Because of that, they have a lower chance of finding magic items, unlike other factions. The dynasties are basically the technologies. They don't pay money to recruit units or to upkeep units. They get unit capacity unlocked by the buildings and various other sources. The Realm of Souls affects the non-construct units, which gives the units affected by it regeneration in stages during the course of the battle, and at the final stage they can summon a unit of constructs, the Shapti. So pretty cool mechanic to keep up the army last longer. Some of the early units seem much weaker than the other factions, but this faction starts numbers over quality. Quantity over quality, but that's quantity remains, but the quality is starting to increase as you expand. Arkan the Black starts with unit of Fellbats, Creep Ghouls, and the 2 Scorpion. We played him before they changed his weapon, and we played him before they added bonuses for some of his vampiric units. So this is after the change. There are no house rules for this campaign, once more to remind you, so just a regular campaign. I'll not be putting any more difficulty in the commands, so the commands are shorter. We are always playing at the highest difficulty in Warhammer 2, which is a legendary campaign and very hard battles. No house rules for this one, but usually the milestone campaigns have house rules. Next year, the donation goal for 2020 will have much more difficult master campaigns. I'm already prepared some, and I think you guys are gonna love it. It's gonna be less milestone campaigns next year. This year is a little bit crazy, 30 of them, but not all were difficult. Only like half of them were like challenge ones. Spatial zone, which means we have to do treachery every 10 turn. So turn 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and so on. Break a treaty with the faction. If you don't have treaties, declare war. You guys can donate towards the special option as well. Check the special command if you're wondering about it, which can also, you know, make campaigns much more difficult, especially early on. Enough jibber jabber. Let's go in. I've been already up since 7 in the morning. Yoo-hoo. Hey guys. I'm a big fan of Tomb Kings, but don't really care that much about Falls Nagash, honestly. This faction is a miss. Yoo-hoo! The next campaign is most likely Malekith.
The world resides in turmoil. Our enemies' weaknesses are exposed. The followers of Nagash stand ready to do your bidding. The Knights of the Flame invade in some petty errantry war. Such fools should perish beneath the burning sun. The harsh environment of the desert claims many souls and cities beneath its sands. In exile, your tower has also succumbed to others. Reclaim it and grow your master's followers. With such a force behind you, search out your master's fabled books throughout the world. They are artifacts of immense power and are the key to the Black Pyramid and the great Necromancer's return. Lich King, your path is clear. Unite with your master and let the world tremble once more.
Let the world tremble once more. Arkan the Black starts with already with one book of Nagash, the 9th book of Nagash, which enables the recruitment of certain vampire count units. Only Arkan has access to this book. There are 8 more books that are randomized. Looks like a hero book is close, and the army book is White Tower of Hoyt. That's unfortunate. The army one is the best one. Shadowed Realm. Arkan spies the parched lands in need of taming. He shall bring them into shadow. It is a desert of the dead that should answer not to a Tomb King but to a Lich King. And on the horizon is Hammer itself, where Cetra sits smug on the throne. His time will come. Let's check this out. What it says the objectives here. Ring 5 with Arkan and 4 bells.
Name the Crypt Ghouls. Gersts regards, please Ty.
Okay, will do. Haha, thank you. It's the special starts with from turn 10, but yeah, I will queue it. Just one moment. I didn't even open a file for this campaign. It was a Dwarves 5, man. I just look at it as Dwarves 5 campaign. This campaign was murdered. Where we had a campaign where would if we got defeated, it would start a Crooked Moon survival campaign, and it happened. It happened. think I should just edit this during the end turns, but let's just open the file. Sorry for the wait, guys. Almost ready. Okay. Obtain access to following resource Potter, yeah. Control Al Haik. Just casual, you know, capital or chapter 1. Win 3 bells and crafting, yeah. Start here. You are not him. We're at war with Knights of the Flame and Hamry. These dwarves are actually a big problem. But we can't really fight these guys in the early game.
Make your proposal. Mine won't happen.
And they have no enemies. Non-aggression Bloody X-Tribe and non-aggression Vampire Ghost.
I am the Pirate King.
Okay, we're gonna have to meet some other factions as well. You start with a Grave Hill. Unit capacity +4 for Crypt Ghouls, Direwolves and the Fellbats. And why the hell is the phone ringing already? Okay. This one on tier 3 gives us a unit of Hex Rates, which are now a tier 5 unit. With those laughable stats, what a joke. I think goal should be to unlock 2 dynasties, play safe, and just unlock armies before we can do any expansion. But the problem is, these dwarves could attack us at any moment. I guess we can just go for this. Are they just controlling one settlement? It almost look like they just have one settlement. The Knights of the Flame only have Lashik. We do start with a Tomb Scorpion and 2 archers. A strong Lich Priest of Hekara. Oh. It's a free one as well. Hekara is not bad, but strong just makes me cringe.
Arkan the Black.
So let's see what they did here. The same shit here. It's a really bad one. This used to give a very nice buff, but they changed it. Now summons a large unit of skeleton warriors. Summon, goddamn summons. It used to be that big bubble. Guess people were abusing it in multiplayer and they removed it. This is not bad. We have the god of the underworld as his preferred deity. So the Casket of Souls now also have extra bombardment, so they're stronger than ever. So we'll be doing things with caskets for sure. So possibility befalling curse replaces curse. So it looks like just a stronger curse. It's Curse of Undead with life leeching, but no invocation heck. And 2 points in Spirit Lich here. Feels bad, man. So the Legions of Death, plus 8 leadership for the Lord's Army, plus 50 melee attack for Fellbats and the Creep Ghouls, and plus 20 charge bonus for Direwolves and Hex Raids. Flat values. All armies faction wide. I guess it used to give leadership before. No, I'm playing the live version of beta. It definitely makes the Creep Ghouls, these flavor units, a little bit better. 15 attack, plus 8 leadership is pretty good by itself. 2 points though. Getting additional Lich Priest is always nice. The right hand of Nagash. Okay. We'll see if he's actually gonna be better than a chariot. Maybe they fix the chariot issue. His lore is dead, and there are 2 points in Spirit Lich, which kinda triggers me. The Lich King having 2 points in Spirit Lich. Feels bad, man. Should be only 1 point here, he should get everything with it. At least this area looks better. Purple Son of Zarius on a Chariot Lord is pretty nice. Hey Konglok. This Lord has the skill tree to be almost be something. Almost. We'll see if they done anything to fix it since the last time. We'll go spy on our enemies here. This is a strong Lich Priest. It's gonna get disbanded the moment we unlock capacity. But the first agent we get will not gonna be a priest, because we have a free priest already. So we might actually keep this one and lose one trait. That guy's probably gonna get disbanded. So we have to recruit, and if they move towards us, it has to stay around the capital, because we need to unlock an army. We have to also keep in mind the possible special shenanigans that can also happen. Oh my god! Have you seen that shit? Holy shit! What the hell?
Make way, fools.
Hey, Farmer Chimp, thank you. Well, I recruit additional stuff here. One bet is almost like nothing. I'm not gonna be good to harass the range anyways. Okay, we'll start with the in-camp recruitment. Rebellions here are welcome. There is nothing really much we can do until we unlock Dynasty. Playing Tomb Kings with a single army is a suicide, especially in the early game. We'll work towards the Chariot King. The Chariot King is always a good one to unlock first, depending how much Knopic Jars we get, which is a currency to unlock some dynasties and craft stuff. This is army capacity, not the cost of research. We get research from cities. After unlocking this guy here, the first dynasty is the best because it has the best unit technologies for early game. which are starting with the chariots and Hekara warriors. This one is very powerful. Not only makes his chariots stronger, but also gives us extra chariots. You don't always unlock him after you're finishing this, depending on situation. But this one goes real well if you're struggling. Chariot's scary in the beginning. Let's just sort this out. We're gonna have to, since we start with a free Lich Priest, it doesn't take capacity. It's pointless to increase the capacity of the Lich Priests. We should probably unlock another type hero first, before we enlisting Lich Priest capacity later. We have to spy to find targets for treacheries. Every 10 turns we have to break a treaty to declare a war. The start for this faction can be a little bit tricky, and we have special on, so it can be even trickier.
Steady your head in the sands, but know that the desert is mine.
Who knows? Maybe Sarah gets wrecked by the top knots. Okay, that's pretty much turn one. About this, the city has like almost no value to us. This tier 2. Skeleton chariots are pretty strong. This is an incredible tier 1 unit. And I guess we could just get 2 chariots with this. Seems like the best thing to do. Where is the destroy option? I want to get 2 more chariots here. Oh shit, they doesn't exist. Tomb Kings have poor income, they don't have background income, but they don't pay for unit recruitment or unit upkeep. But their buildings are very expensive. I mean, look at the barracks. 2,000, 4,000, 6,000. That's extremely expensive barracks for the tier 3 infantry. They do have dynasties which have technologies to lower the costs and various stuff. This is fine here. What's the short campaign victory again with this faction? Destroy Hammery, get 5 hex rates. Black Pyramid of Nagash, Black Tower of Arkan, 2 settlements, 5 over the landmarks, 8 of the special settlements to the Tomb Kings. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8 out of 10. And the Tomb Kings have pretty good victory conditions. Well, see this campaign if the Rise of Chaos from the south actually still ignores Southlands, which is a really bad design. I don't know why they do that. First enemy are one of the errantries here, Lashek, the Knights of the Flame. And there is RNG, what anything can happen with the dwarves. Pretty much the biggest obstacle to this faction in early game are the dwarves, the neighboring dwarves.
I must keep my holy vow. No!
Moving.
They do have an artillery piece. We'll scout with I Live Through Ages.
We shall reign supreme.
What? I have not heard this line before. You guys saw that shit? That's a line I've not heard it before. It's new.
These lands are ours by the right granted from the Lady of the Lake. What do you want?
If you insist.
An aggression with Baron Tegan.
One rug.
They hate the Beastmen. We'll break 3 to Beastmen on turn 11.
Make your proposal. Nine.
These guys like to be AFK quite a bit. We keep an eye on the Knights of the Flame, and we keep an eye on the Rebellions. The most important thing about the Tomb Kings in the beginning is to unlock 2 dynasties. The dynasties. So you can get extra armies. It's all about getting those 2 extra armies. And after that you do whatever you want. We can get a Knight in Castle Soul Support army. Oh, look at these guys, so demanding. The Castle Soul now has more projectiles on the bombardment, so veteran ones are probably incredible with Syrian's skill. But still, getting 19, that seems a little bit extreme. The Graveyard Prosperous declared war on the Beastmen, that's pretty good. Same for the Tegan's Errantry. We'll break this with the Beastmen.
Arcane Lord comes, ever living. The realm of souls. Arise, my warriors. Mortuary cult. Sands of time.
Rebellion is in 6 turns. 6 turns. This unit is too weak in the beginning. No armor, 30 leadership. It's one of the worst units to use against the undead. Or the dwarves. So we're not even gonna recruit it right now. These units do start squishy, 10 armor. Do they have silver shield? But they have a pretty strong basic battle skill. 12 armor and 8 melee defense, which also goes on the Hekara warriors and the Tomb Guard, which are good units throughout the game. So priority number 1 is Sunscorched Bones. The early units just melt without this. Keep in mind, 30 leadership when you enter the battlefield is 26 because of the difficulty. So they get touched, they just crumble. I'm not looking, gonna be looking at swords. The spears are the way to go. 8 melee defense is a big deal. The difference in other stats is irrelevant. So basically this one melts slower. They both melt, this one just melts slower. It's pointless to recruit skeleton warriors over skeleton spearmen due to difficulty. Now with the experience changes to the AI more so than ever. The swords might not even exist anymore in the game. And another thing is this unit could have a slight advantage over some large foes, although it will be weak against large as well. Well, these units will just get deleted. Just gonna go poof against large. Unlike this one might fight them off a little. Okay. Okay. Oh, Bone of Hammery. Look at this, these guys are actually in front of us, huh? We are starting a rank 1, we need the battle skill, so there might be opportunity for 2 battles. It does look like this is everything they have. It's a really high treachery though. Seriously high treachery. But we're gonna take it. This diplomacy is not in our favor anyways.
Yeah, make your proposal. My longbeards grumble, so make it quick. All right.
I got non-aggression with dwarves in exchange for it, nice. Good to get treated with the dwarves. We don't want to give people cheap sweating. There's high treachery in those 2 deals, but this is too good. Too good to pass. We need experience.
Come, servants.
Guess we just get 1 battle.
Attack. To battle.
Always lucky. Pinocchio, I like to think that at least half the time, you know, it's skilled, not just luck. You're not playing Hearthstone here after all. You see Hearthstone in the title. Almost say like a Hearthstone streamer here, not a Total War streamer here. This is a strategy, not a casino. He fled from the enemies right there.
Arkan the Black.
They always move in these territories. They also like us quite a bit for some time because of our engagement here. But the lack of reliability rating, we won't be able to capitalize on it. Arkan the Black is basically not your standard wizard. Is more like a vampire lord, but the version of the Tomb Kings. So not as strong as the vampire lord, but there.
Arkan the Black.
Pretty cool model. With plus 15 attack, his bets actually might be able to do something. Above anything, we need that 8 leadership he offers to the army. The leadership is pretty bad right now.
Arkan the Black.
His ability, the Liber Mortis. 15 seconds bubble. 8 leadership and 44 physical resistance. That's the book he has. Man, I do hope his chariot has been fixed.
Take the black. I agree.
What's the problem with the chariots here? The attack range on Arkan was off because his chariot was flying, so he would not attack. The developers messed up the attack range. Attack radius is not good enough. It's an issue with design.
The Lich King. Vengeance for Nagash.
They need to increase the attack range. Maybe they fixed it already, who knows.
Cetra shall pay.
That's a real squish right now, so we should not send him directly. Ghouls are pretty good against Ungors.
Spell casting. Arkan the Black. They shall perish.
Interesting formation. Chariots is so deadly, man. 12 chariots with 58 charge. Look at that shit. You get shattered.
Legions forward.
What difference is this again?
Not a servant.
Terrible thing about these chariots is they have stats of maybe 6 chariots, and yet they get 12 chariots. Then you have a shit like Black Coach as the stats of half an entity on a single entity. Makes you wonder, you know, who designs this shit. Just go around for the surround, it'll not last long here. Nagash! Does even have leadership bonus? What is this nonsense? We're just too much for them. A lot of undead is not bad in this army if we add the restless dead as well. The heals would actually add up. I heard recently people talk shit about Lord Kara, but you know, I heard people talk shit about great swords even after the update. Can't please a lot of people. They're high elves, their race in real life. How is this guy still alive? Oh my god, really? I thought he was dead. The Spirit Leech killed him. Not again. They haven't fixed this shit yet. Come on, Cherry, don't disappoint me. The Tomb Scorpion was a failure. Failure design. Factory, what's it called? They still haven't fixed chasing in Tomb Scorpion. It was just about to start the attack animation, but it can never use it. Victory defect. Yes, thank you. That was the word I was looking for. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Of course it's victory.
Send them off. Their deaths are worth
20% more movement. This actually might be very good against the initial Bretonnian, especially if they're close.
Send them off.
30 jars is just too good though, especially for the second lord. I will go with 30 jars.
To Nagash.
And the Blood Axe tribe is dead. The only friend in the world, also they thought, turned against them. Okay.
Servants of Nagash. This way.
We'll stay here close to the Sorcerer Islands. These guys might not move anytime soon. They might also use a fish, the ship through the reefs.
On my will.
It's hilarious how the Chariots got exactly the same experience as Last Bell.
Only death awaits.
Who do we have here? The Strigos Empire and Clan Ashen.
One sand and dust. Two.
I guess I could have done that first before destroying the build rating. Could have gotten maybe a deal there. Get rid of both these buildings, we need better stuff.
Open the Liber Mortis.
Liber Mortis. Turn 4. Treachery in 6 turns. Well, we did meet a couple of factions. They could fix half the issues regarding chasing if they made the Shadow units take 50% more damage or double damage, which should be a thing since I don't know, 2016, when this shit was released the first time. Routing units maybe take 3% more damage and Shadow units double damage. Most of these issues would get fixed just by that change. There is a military building in Porto, it's the capital. The capital itself is a military building for the Tomb Kings. Exactly, Rovio. Exactly. You can see tier 1 unlocks recruitment, so it's considered a military building regarding rebels.
Arise, my warriors.
I'm gonna be scouting with I Live Through Ages. Protecting the Sorcerer's Islands makes no sense. This is a shithole. Almost makes me want to rename this into a shithole, but we'll leave that to the people. This is one of those trash settlements. Income from trade plus 2%. On a faction that has some of the worst trade in the whole game. We'll stay hidden there. We could get the Great Incantation to Hot and get a Casket of Souls. 5k. 5k. The Casket itself is pretty good. It's a very nice unit to have one in every army because of Covenant of Power. But having several in the army, it gives you some serious barrage, bombardment. The Casket of Souls fires extra projectiles. I think it used to be like, what, 6 projectiles? They added 3 more. It's really good now. I think that's fine. Usually always use this when you get a new army, so they get some experience. How much do we have? 6.
The heat is irrelevant.
The Felbats are a weakest unit in the army.
Machinations.
Recruit. Oh, holy shit! That's a unit, and we are about to recruit it. But hold on. It says recruit rank +2 for all units. Huh. So we are telling me we are about to recruit a unit which does not get another 2 ranks for all units? This is doesn't work. I guess it's not a recruitment or something else. Maybe I just don't know English very well. We can get him rank 2. This one get increased power, but only when it's activated. I think it's 10, another 10. And Arkan gets 10 from his Mortark. Arkan the Black is the first and most loyal of the evil Nagash's followers. Arkan helped lead the coup which brought the Arch Necromancer to power. And he was the first after his lord to imbibe the elixir of life. Like I said, there are about 10 or so small bugs with Tomb Kings. They actually fixed some, but not all. They fixed my favorite one though. The one that I was said the most. But still, you know, some polish is still missing. There was a bug on the technology with Tomb Kings. I will show it. It was fixed. But I'm not sure who was the reason. I think Booker reported it to the mod guys, and the mod guys reported it to the CA, and the CA finally fixed it. So you see, we had to use mediators. There was a bug with the technology. So we should take a Prince or a Necrotect. We have already one Lich Priest. If I take this, we get capacity, but we cannot recruit another one. So this is why we don't want to get another Lich Priest. Sorting the trait will happen later. Tomb Priest is pretty good on the campaign map. And decent armies. Necrotect is a lot of work. But since we have a Lich Priest, I guess the Necrotect makes the most sense. And our starting lord is a wizard too. But then again, it's not the same, because we don't get the capacity then. But we can prioritize the Lich Priest capacity the moment we unlock a dynasty. I'll take Necrotect, so we have advantage in movement here. It makes sense here. A cunning Necrotect. The Necrotect you don't want to see in battle until they get immortality. As a fighter, they are weaker Tomb Princes, much weaker. On a Necrotect main trait, you want to have a unit capacity increase. Like a Scorpion Carver. But the
Goodbye casket on turn 10. No alien.
Yeah, Katama. You got it. Katama just got to the war casket. It's an evil man there. Desertion on Casket of Souls. The base capacity is probably Shapti 1. But 2 Scorpions is not bad, but it's a tier 4. Since the heroes don't have a cost, you have to do this.
Your commission.
And then you recruit some of these shitty ones.
My great one.
Disband them as well. This is called the hero cycling. And you are basically recruiting and disbanding until you get the one you want. Thank you, CA, for fixing the hero recruitment and lord recruitment. This system was begging for quality of life changes for years.
More slaves.
I don't even want to start again on the quality of life regarding lord and hero recruitment. This RNG system with the limited options just gives me a headache. We already cried about this for too much. On turn 10 we disband the casket. 4 turns. Special starts on turn 10. I don't think I want to meet Sarenberg. Let's go into Badlands. This bending casket was always a good one. I mean, that was as much as expected. The first casket of soul is very helpful. Don't want to have an easy game early. Casket has been buffed, so it's very strong. It's probably one of the strongest TK units now, together with the Sharp Great Bow. Surprise, surprise! The 2 strongest units of the Tomb Kings are range units. Melee units are behind this game, about 10 to 15%. That's on base stats. The range receives additional buff on veterancy, so they fall further behind on high rank. How far off am I from top 15 supporters? I will figure out. You're not even among top 100, so yeah, really far. Oh man. Was that a joke question? You're not even in top 100. So looks like these guys are not making a move. It's an eyeballing effect. So we go deal with the rebels.
Keep moving.
We should probably remove this for now. Oh, do you want a free Cameron War Sphinx, or do you want +1 rank for Cameron War Sphinx? Holy shit, man. People who design this shit never play video games. I think I'm gonna explore a bit, unlock the capacity of the Lich Priest, and then get a proper Lich Priest. We do want a lot of Nehikara in the army. Come on, don't be like that. Don't be like that. What you doing at my capital, friend?
Be careful what you wish for.
The dwarves are going early against you, it's real bad. It's like almost enough to, you know, almost enough to end the campaign. But they're just trespassing. More turns.
And what can the Dawi do for
They
you
like-
on this fine day?
Oh man. They like us because we betrayed the beastman, destroyed the beastman. But they went to war with dwarves. What? A survivor dwarf faction going to war against the High King? How dare they?
Honor to your answer.
When did that happen? That must have been happening last turn.
All shall fear. Follow me.
We'll read one more turn here. With this move, the Bretonians might make a move. Yeah, they do go to war quite a bit, the Grey Beard Prospector and Dwarves. But I'm still, you know, shocked and amazed every time I see it. I mean, for this faction, the most sense it makes to attack the Skaven and the followers of Nagash. I mean, they're not followers of Jesus, they're followers of Nagash. Death. But instead, we got treaty because we beat their beastmen enemies. You know, right now, there is, you know, uncertainty what's going to be happening with Nagash. Even the factions in the game are not certain. So, you know, they probably just treat Arkan as a, you know, some kind of weird cultist. You know, his cult having no meaning because there's no such thing as Nagash. But when Nagash shows his face, this faction might be way more serious. But knowing CA, they're probably not gonna make any connections.
My master will return.
Dwarf army in our backyard, and they still have another army here. They're rank 11, huh?
And what can the Dawi do for you? Master Lich. For the wisdom of Valea.
There's a rebellion next turn.
Arkan comes. The Lich King returns.
They're still here. Now that we are far from Source Islands, they're probably gonna get attacked. This settlement has no value at all. It's just a shithole. Until we get last shake, this is worthless. This growth is way too low right now. We need to get the growth building.
Only the living sweat.
Only the living sweat? What about the creep ghouls? Get next army in 6 turns. We need this to become a threat. We get this to become a threat. I mean, it's not like the rebellion will have 2 or 3 hero titans. Creep ghoul sweat onion juice. Hey, shit luck. Okay, special starts on turn 10. We also have to do treachery every 10 turn now, since treachery is on. Means break a treaty or declare a war on a faction. There's a Chetror on Creep Ghouls and the Desertion on the Casket of Souls. If I lose the Creep Ghoul unit, man, we're gonna have to be very careful about that Creep Ghoul unit.
Forbid this.
I have Sepulchral Stalkers.
Resurrection.
Okay, turn 10. Turn 10. Okay.
Darkness comes. Skaven Yaka.
What?
You dare.
I'll declare war on the Strigos Empire.
There are possibilities.
That's the turn 10 treachery.
Nagash commands.
These are being requested as a Chetror. Ghost regards. This unit cannot be disbanded. And if they get killed, I have to do 4 treacheries. It's called a Chetror. Requested by Haha. And Akatama has requested me to disband Casket of Souls.
Black Tower. Undead loyalty.
To get some experience. 3 Stalkers. Don't you worry, guys, they don't have stock. You know, the way the CA probably done this unit, it's a monstrous infantry, and the monstrous infantry don't usually have hide. So these are supposed stalkers, so the monster units can usually hide. So let's make a unit called Sepulchral Stalkers, and giving them stock might be overpowered for multiplayer. So they're just giving them hide instead.
Nagash demands sacrifice.
What the fuck? Why this request to disband the class just be major dickhead? It's a challenge thing. Increase difficulty.
Arkan the Black.
stalkers, we should stay away with the chariots. Stalkers will try to do their range attack. The range attack is broken, so we don't have to worry about it. It's gotta be one of the worst designed attacks in the game. Range attacks. How did this pass the testing phase? The Sepulchral Stalkers are a decent unit, but that range attack makes no sense.
Arkan the Black. My orders.
Oh no, boys, they're doing range attacks. Be careful, be careful. That's serious damage, look at this. Holy shit, man, they nearly killed us one skeleton spearman. Let's get the protection here. We'll send a chariot to smash that. The skeleton spearmen are too weak until large unit to challenge the chariot. Oh shit! I did more damage. They have one more armor, they might actually do a single casualty here. Oh! Oh, almost, almost! It's a tier 1 unit, by the way. Chariot does serious flanking damage on the unarmored units.
Take the black.
Should go annoy these guys here. The melee is good in this unit, but the range attack they should just remove from the game or double damage. And double damage would just make it below average. Chariot is getting hit hard by the stalker. Come on, don't crumble like that. There's another one here. There's an opening for a quality assurance guy at the CA, but the words they use, I don't understand what they mean. But it's some college talk. Well, they did definitely recover this bad rep they had with the patching policy. I was really disappointed to the point where I said I'm not gonna play Three Kingdoms. But the moment they went against their word and started breaking the saves to upgrade old systems like the battle skills of the old factions, they recovered in my eyes. Those Nekara horsemen didn't do much, 70 kills. The physical resistance AoE was pretty good. It's a good thing I sent that Lich Priest around. Losing Gor's guards might be crippling otherwise. Scroll of armor. Getting any items with the Tomb Kings is very good because they have the lowest chance to find magic items. Because of the mortuary cult.
Servant of Nagash, open the mortis.
With this we might actually stand a chance against the dwarves.
Dance macabre.
Dance macabre. So the R. I hear them say macabre and macabre. It's professionals, you know, they say it the way they want, but when I say macabre, some in the chat is saying it's macabre. It's not macabre.
For the wisdom of Valea.
They're losing the bell now. Hey Frosty. Waiting for the second army before we do anything really. And I need to get it necrotect with a specialty. The right one, at least the sharp one. Oh, look at those dwarves. Oh man, it looks ugly. There's nothing we can do against this until we get 3 armies. Dwarves are ignore. Since when are you awake while the sun is up? I'm half a dwarf. Half a dwarf, half a vampire. I have some, you know, light resistance.
Only death awaits. The axe thirsts for war.
They have 3 armies, huh?
Lich King. Move minions.
It's playing WoW at night. I played some WoW, yes, they're like 40 minutes.
Where are my slaves? The greatest art. My great one. Absolute power. For the wisdom of Valea.
Our ability rating is slowly recovering. We're waiting for additional armies. Nothing we can do right now. We're getting threatened by powerful armies, and we can't go invade the people they like. So that would just be really bad. It's just your explicit lets you know they have 3 armies, or you see a number somewhere. I see a number somewhere. I can explain holders, just wait for the new turn. I'm gonna get a glass of water. Come here. Oh, this is not good, not bad, but 40 jars, 40 jars. So how do I know that dwarves have 3 armies? Well, you can see 1, 2 armies here. And when you mouse over the public order on their settlements, it says military presence 8. Province has 3 settlements, the dwarves control 2. 2 times 8 military presence, because 1 unit gives 1 public order to a single settlement. So this tells me they have additional 16 to 17 units in a second army. Or army 3 and a 4. Another thing you can also estimate on the balance of power. The dwarves are rank 12 and we are 112, and you can look at the balance of power. We have 19 units. We can estimate the enemy has at least over double our size. 17, 7, and 16. What it just for? It's a currency for this faction to use in dynasties to unlock heroes, special lords, and mortuary cult, the carving system, to unlock the Legions of Legends and items, or also additional armies. The dwarves are very hostile here. They might just AFK here if we really need this. There is no way to beat rank 4 dwarf warriors with this shit. We like range damage. Without the casket, it's impossible. We just have to stay in the area while we get more armies.
For the wisdom of Valea.
I'm exploring more factions with Lift through ages. Wise Negrotech is good. That's acceptable. Acceptable. Get more veterans in the units and more jars. Acceptable.
I need more.
White dwarfs trespassing. The closest enemy is on another continent, so they have nothing to do. They do have hostile intentions here, but they're not acting on it yet. They would have raided if they wanted to attack us, but they're stronger than us, so they could destroy us easily here. Right now, we cannot kill this many dwarf warriors. This faction is a survivor, so they usually AFK with one army in their capital. So the rest of their armies, they do whatever they want. So you might have noticed how we are moving army and they're following us around. They might want to attack us here. This type of behavior is not really a surprise. They like us, but they would rather attack us than like us.
Servant of Nagash. My master will return. Legions march. The ultimate shrine. You are not him.
Rebellion in 2 turns.
Arkan the Black.
Any turn the dwarves can get invited by the Bretonnians.
Whether chivalrous or not,
Too many doubt me. My great work unfinished.
Put Necro in the army. Necrotect is a specialized hero. There's increased mobility for the army, always good to have. It's the weakest of the options for a short campaign, because the time you're building up, you probably would not have any use from it. But the effects on the recruitment, it's almost like you have additional capital. It's a lot of work and it could get dead before rank 20. It's not worth equipping, so it's basically a support hero in the army, mainly for the campaign movement.
His attentions. Rhaegar refreshes all. Open the Lebanon.
We don't care about Sources Islands, they use it's useless settlement.
Curse the sun. Arise and move.
Ask your favor, and I will check with the Demas Crom that you are worthy.
They like us quite a bit because we defeated the beastmen. We did betray the beastmen, so the dwarves like us.
Servant of Nagash.
The minor coastal settlements are badly designed. It's just shit design, really. Do you have any generator at home? What do you do in no light situation? You mean like no power, no electricity? I pray until the electricity comes back. I have a laptop, which usually is full, but without internet access, it's useless. It'll be amazing for a streamer. Power your own system by, you know, riding a bicycle. Didn't have a cat, yeah, but he only wants to pet when he's hungry. Oh, this army is nothing special, but look at this, rank 5 units, and it's what, not even turn 14? This experience is a little bit mad.
Arise, my legions. Rise.
They're definitely getting experience too fast. It should be like 400 experience per turn, not 500. But 20% slower.
Fans of time. The axe thirsts for war. Resurrection.
Get army number 2 next turn.
My master.
Unfortunately, didn't get the jars for it.
Come, servants.
We're also not raiding us, so that's good.
Honor to you.
It's a shame they're at war with other dwarves, otherwise I would have invited them to war against Knights of the Flame. Probably wouldn't accept because we're ability raiding.
And what can the devil? The heat is irrelevant.
Irrelevant. Okay. Not much to do here until we get more arms. Well, Gravy, did you watch just my last campaign? No magic and no range units. Oh man, I just finished Vampire Count's campaign and started at Tomb Kings 1. What a coincidence. Well, it doesn't matter, I was hacking. Those units are nothing special without the magic. Vargulf is average and the Terrorgeist is barely above average. They keep following us around. Yeah, we're going for the first dynasty now. It's gonna be turn 35 with the lack of research to get us 3 armies. You can get much faster if you're playing other Tomb Kings, especially Cetra. This one is in a rough spot in the beginning. How do the Tomb Kings have the weakest early game? When they recruit 2 armies, they can get armies pretty much at the same time as the vampires. This is just meeting new factions.
My servant fails me. Death and destruction. Nagash demands sacrifice.
Well, that's true. Especially if you don't know how to support them. But still, they don't have the weakest early game. As other factions have weaker early game than Tomb Kings. People just want the elite units in the beginning in the game, so just stay there, talk shit as usual. You get numbers pretty fast. Early game is first 70 turns. Tomb Kings can reach rank 1 before most other factions. How is that weak? You know, if I didn't know I was hacking, I would say that you are playing too much dwarves and everything else has been spoiled for you.
I have no right. Arkan the Black.
Seeing the warriors. Chat, what's the base leadership on skeleton warriors? Somebody tell us hacking. Skeleton spearmen, base leadership 30, terror guys base leadership 40. It's the same shit. I don't see our skeletons crumbling here. But early game is first 70 turns I was hacking. There are 2 dwarf armies around the settlement. That's a pretty bad example there. You really have no idea what you're talking about. What faction can go against 2 dwarf armies on this turn? You should stop, you should pretty much stop there. All undead have the same leadership. Chaos have such a shit early game. They can handle 2 dwarf armies on turn 15. What a shit faction. Man, if only I could get chosen before turn 20. Kolek is weak in the beginning, weaker than Sigvald and the Arkan. Chat, he doesn't understand that we have special on here. And when have we been playing recklessly on Legendary, really? Early game is not like first 15 turns. Nobody can go aggro on first 15 turns. Who has 2 dwarf armies in your starting territory while you're supposed to be expanding?
You are not him.
Going aggro on these factions, just begging for a restart. There are definitely people who are gonna try and they're gonna keep restarting until they get it. I just don't play like that. This is a unit of Crypt Ghouls, tier 2 Vampire Counts unit, 44 leadership.
My master will return.
proximity between our capital and the dwarf capital makes it dangerous in the beginning. Poison now.
His resurrection nears.
I'll get the strategist.
Find my harem, this king of greatest dynasty. My will be done. Address me as your highness.
This faction has a hard start. And even if you're playing Cetra, you should not be rushing. You should be rushing. Yeah, they're definitely following Arkan around. Got back from the gym literally as you went to for a windscreen as your vampire counts yesterday. Well, I didn't miss this one. So they have an army here while they are following us around with two other armies there.
Of Valea.
Find my harem, undead royalty. I doubt his attentions.
Doubt his attentions, me too. We can't convince anybody because they have low ability rating. I'm not even sure if it's the smartest thing to stay in the settlement here. When this army is ready, we'll go attack Bretonians.
The axe thirsts for war.
Safety in numbers and all. What a weak ass faction. We need two armies to attack Bretonians. Feels bad, man.
I shall move. Rise, my warriors. Egan's move.
Extraction in 4 turns. Am I gonna get a magic on Arkan? Of course. What do you think about discussing limited vision and enemy experience? Well, the early game, any faction that has weak units, they just need any unit that can do some damage while they're trying to mince through everything else, and it should be fine. Nobody does better than Skarsing in that regard, because it starts with a Tyrannok Spider, Arkanok Spider. Looks like we have a bunch of shitty skeletons here, but we still have Tomb Scorpion and Arkan. So, peace negotiated between the Graveyard Prosper and the dwarves. And now the Border Princess made alliance with the dwarves. It almost looked like they made the alliance with the dwarves.
Nagash, come on.
Aye. Let's hear
Dwarves, I
what you
think
have
they
to say.
definitely
We'll
look like
get
they
it
want to
before
fight.
all's gone.
Well, I was thinking we totally have a different view at what's early game. Early game is first 70 turns, that's the early game. What you were talking about is like the starting turns. It's totally different.
Servants of Nagash.
The starting turns in the early game is totally two different things.
Priest king of greatest dynasty. You are
Should go towards the Sorcerer Islands there.
address me as
Oh man.
Highness,
It was just outside the border.
Master Lich. Arkan comes. Follow me.
For the wisdom of Valea.
This is a rank 5 dwarves. They have enough defense to survive the chariots. These chariots don't have the attack yet.
Dark plans. My will.
There's a big difference between a buffed skeleton chariot and just base stats.
My master will return.
They have 2 armies.
Machinations.
We'll keep attacks here. This faction is like, you know, they always need these shit try-hard factions, so people get a more challenging approach to the campaign. That's the followers of Nagash. Pretty much same shit as the Crooked Moon, as the what's his name? Clan. What's that? What's the shit red name? Clan. Goddamn, I don't even remember his clan. Clan Rectus, yeah, Clan Rectus. The initial turns in the Tomb Kings are just way more risky than other factions due to how the difficulty works. So these are Tomb Kings. You only have 1 army in the beginning. A lot of people don't realize that. So how do you get more armies? Well, you need to research dynasties to get more armies. And since you don't have money to build the current buildings, take some time.
The axe
You can't just enter the campaign and go, you know, conquer half the world.
On your knees. Arkan the Black. You are not him. What? The king moves. Servant.
I don't need bets in this army, really.
Arise, legions. Make way, fools. This way. My glory.
barely in 4 turns here. We have to actually remove that other follower too. I guess once we recruit this, we can go deal with this and then go for the Bretonians. I feel like the moment we get a little bit weaker, the dwarves could attack. Tomb Kings are just designed to be slower initially because they can only recruit 1 army in the beginning. The boars suck because of the difficulty issues I had, but the spears suck less.
Do not be frightened. I do not harm.
Yoo-hoo! Highborn hammer, you know. Yeah.
Land of the dead. For the wisdom of Valea.
So that's some pretty common follower here.
I reign. Honor to your ancestors.
I'll disband this guy eventually. Treachery next turn.
Tomb King. What? Frightened. I do not harm those I have use for.
Well, that's what happens when you explore. You get also random declarations of war. Probably half those factions will declare war there. The Greybeard Prospectus is just a killer war on Tegan's Errant. It's perfect. Perfect. And I'm about to break the agreement with Tegan's Errant as well. You know, people say every faction is strong in the player's hands, but some factions are just easier to play than others. Like what us Hacking was arguing about the Tomb Kings. sucking early game. They do suck early game, especially the initial turns. But the moment you unlock the 3 armies, it's all over. That's still have 35 turns in the early game. So his interpretation of the early game is not the same as mine. And why is it so? Because of difficulty. The most difficult part of the game is early game, like the first 70 turns. You survive that, you win, right? You don't have to play after that at all. Makes you wonder, why did they create a game that lasts more than 70 turns?
The heat is irrelevant.
The Tomb Kings are bad early by design, because they have no economy, they cannot build buildings, and they cannot recruit new armies. They have to wait for technologies. It's by design. But the moment they unlock 2 armies, you still have plenty of time in the early game to do stuff.
Unliving curse.
Just how it works.
Resurrection.
You can lose the campaign either too well, not according to this Pepegas. It's all about the early game.
The axe thirsts for war.
Lord, bow before the rightful lords of the
I
realm.
think this is a medium, okay.
The lady grants
This is turn 20, right? We'll break a treaty.
armor. Bow before.
Yeah, this is the second treachery. This was built up.
Arkan the Black.
Looks like there's an army here and an army here. Yeah. So we deal with the rebellion and then we go for the Knights of the Flame.
Advance. Dance macabre. Find my harem.
This faction starts closer to the war, so a lot of shit can happen.
Power in
I'm gonna switch to the forward, one here and one here. Okay. It's amazing how the Bretonnians have taken Sorcerer Islands and it's only tier 3. And well, they got second army and they got growth and money at the same time. You see this, you know, advantage they have over in the beginning. I'll get battle skill for the infantry and then I'll go for Purple Son of Zeros. But I feel like we need a leadership skill on his unique skills too. It doesn't really matter that much, just if we have reinforcements.
honor to your ancestors.
They do like us. It's best if this war with dwarves can be avoided and we just go towards hammering around. Yeah, with dwarves is ideal here. Ideal.
Greatness comes. Now we go. All shall fear.
Oh, look at that. Necropolis Knights halberds. 2 Sharpty. So they only got tier 5 unit.
Nagash
So much about changes to the rebellions. We have a tier 2 capital and the enemy got tier 5 units. Good thing we got all spears, right? Well, some people, yeah, I heard that they said it as well.
For my master, I shall build Arkan the Black.
We're just gonna mix the ghouls for the poison here. We can't really kill these guys fast, they have armor.
Arkan the Black.
So units are very slow, 28 speed.
Take the black.
I'm not gonna get in position in time. Rank 4 Necropolis Knights.
Tremble before Arkan.
So regular. Yeah.
Nagash.
Scorpion. Here.
Ready. Animus. Necrotic.
It's definitely gonna be damage here. Should try to surround them here. We got our own Shabti as well here. Some poison here. Single Shabti kill there yet. So you can go for this as well. the range in this? 150. This chariot is in a very bad spot here. They don't have a Rise Dead mechanic or Dead Rise again. They have a Realm of Souls. So they're armored units and we don't have the damage to kill them fast. Rank 4 units on this turn should not be a thing for sure. For sure. I don't know what can you do, it's every game. Doesn't matter how shitty are these skeletons, you know, we have 2 stacks of them. They can't kill all. So we get buildings, we rely on numbers. And then later numbers and quality.
I have no use for them.
Dragon Helm. Oh man. Need organs. Once I get the next 5k, I'll get this and then we'll get a Chariot King. Early game, Tomb Kings make a PC die, get 10 FPS and battle like that. Well, I have my settings tuned so I'll minimize lag when Tomb Kings and scam battles.
Servant of Nagash.
The moment you get this, the Skeleton Spearmen are okay for the early game. This always should be the first thing to get.
I have my suspicions. Address me as Your Highness.
Your Highness, 17. Oh, very nice of the Bretonians to build up these shit islands for us. We still have to deal with the rebellions here as we conquer here. We cannot go for both of these because we have to go back to deal with the rebellion here.
Tomb King.
That is a little bit problematic.
My dynasty. My will.
We'll also stay here for a single turn. God damn, where the fuck is the border here?
Follow me. Move minions. Immortality and power.
Might be fine if we leave it one turn like this. What should be the default pick there, Lich Priest? I'm taking the Necrotic because this faction will start with Lich Priest and Arkan is a wizard. So in Arkan case, I feel like the Lich Priest is still the best option. But I want to get Necrotic because this faction has a more difficult early game. So we have some extra movement just in case. The first half of the early game we are pretty much unlocking armies. Oh, they brought 2 armies as well. Midland declared war on the Empire. What are we to expect here?
You dishonor me.
Bunch of peasants, They still have more leadership and armor than us.
Find my harem. My master will return.
They have a rank 7 unit, turn 22. They've been in one battle. It's a little bit extreme for sure. Doesn't look like Strigo's Empire got destroyed by the rebels.
Only death awaits. I reign. Arkan the Black.
Yeah, the 25th resist item has not been put in Warhammer 2. It's missing.
You are not him. You are not him. Dance macabre. Address me
Bring us experience here. This is ideal because we want to clear the negative public order here.
my glory.
Not in the range, so we can definitely keep hiding the forces here.
King of greatest dynasty.
But they march forward even knowing this one is here. So unless they discover Arkan, they'll still move forward.
Honor to your ancestors. No,
And definitely considering it,
Welcome. Sit by my side, and let us discuss mutually beneficial matters. At last!
Thanks for the money, friend. Everybody else is in a good situation.
Petra watches.
Well, we'll come here. This is what, 5% research rate. Emily starts with 10. And lost the research here. So they have 2 armies here, and yet they're recruiting another army. Getting army number 3 in 3 turns. Turn 35. Priest will give replenishment to the army, and on rank 10 more recruit experience. The rank 10 skill is pretty strong that he gets. And the wizard in every army is kinda like a must. Okay, our wizard is gonna come home and we'll put him in the second army. Maybe I should just unlock a regular Lich Priest. This one is triggering me with strong perk. Lich Priest costs 1000 gold here. Get it.
Unliving curse.
So it looks like they've entered our territory raiding. We do have one terror unit.
Land of the dead.
I must keep my holy vow. No!
Sands of time. You dare.
Not seeing your own land seems a bit stupid to me. It's a welcome change for the difficulty, same as the experience. But they didn't really give you any ways to improve vision, so that's stupid for sure.
All shall fear. Attack these fools.
Attack these fools. Oh, look at those rank 7 units. This whole army is only rank 5. Holy shit. Well, so much for getting fear on our side. Yeah.
For the arch necromancer.
You know what they need to do? I was hacking. They need to put a right for vision. When you control the province, you should put this commandment. I mean, commandment, not the right. And you just get vision over your territory. Or if they don't want to put commandment, they should just give you more vision if you control the province. Not controlling the province when the province is contested, having dark, sure. But when you control the province, not seeing the roads and having so much dark makes no sense. Could also put it as a technology for vision line of sight. This is actually a pretty good battlefield for this. As you secure the province, you should also increase line of vision for sure. Because, you know, the roads should be visible if you control the province. Man, if we only had that Casket of Souls. Casket of Souls makes the early game much easier, but it got disbanded. So I have to be a little bit more extra careful. We pretty much lost 5,000 gold to that Casket of Souls. With that Casket of Souls, you can just push and keep going. Doesn't matter if you necessary leadership over that day is still crumbling. You have Casket of Souls, it's enough to carry.
I shall build.
But this is not your standard Tomb King's campaign. The unpredictable stuff can happen. Unlocking Caskets of the Souls is what gives you quite a bit of age in the beginning.
I have no rival. Arkan the Black. I agree. Arkan the Black. The artist
Well, I'm looking forward to trying the buffed caskets, but no, we've been denied the first one. Otherwise, we'd be already been moving on the Bretonians earlier. Yep, they were artillery unit. The experience is on their side as well, so I have to be just a little bit more careful here. We can't have any big shifts in leadership. Caskets got additional projectiles, so they're better at barraging, bombarding. They got updated in the last, buffed in the last patch. So they shoot more projectiles. Casket was already a pretty good unit, now it's one of the strongest units the Tomb Kings have. You know how the CA thinks, you know, people not using it in multiplayer. Or who knows, I'm not even sure that unit is available in multiplayer. So why disband it? Yeah, that's actually a good question. Why did you disband the Katama? It was not my decision. And teams how to start with Drown faction, go for Lothern. Get lots of mortars, go for Lothern. Lothern is your capital. Watch my drowned campaign and you will see. They're not moving forward with the cavalry, yeah. Ooh, this battle is gonna hurt, but they're playing smart here. All of a sudden, it's intelligent life. Not having Casculo Souls here is gonna hurt a lot.
King of Liches.
They have no vigor, so they would have all got rid of both armies. Yeah, Gatama doesn't want us to have easy game in this campaign. Makes this faction look bad because we have to sit a little longer. Well, if this group dies, it's game over. It's a Cheteror. What do people think? We play regular campaigns here? Legendary pussies. We play here with additional stuff. We do have these pussy campaigns every now and then, but it's usually with a catch these days. Otherwise, we're bored as fuck. I mean, look at this shit. Look at this shit. Regular campaigns, just legendary. Maybe if you wanna be play, go bully people. I mean the AI. go forward here.
Tremble before Arkan.
There's my archer to shoot at him there. This one might get terrified. Still mounted peasants. Artillery is gonna ruin our day here. We have to stay close because our leadership is really bad. Or if we start moving. Trebuchet is gonna have a field day there. Poor peasant charging the spears. Some healing up now. It's a little bit early, we should have already engaged here. I'm not even sure those two will do good there.
Tomb King. Very well.
Guy's on a horse. I'm definitely gonna need the ghouls to get ahead here. Charges are the question, really.
The black. Power of Nagash.
Those columns are a little bit too slow for us. The guy's not even getting hit, he's no vigor. The grinder here without the chariots is gonna be really tough. I can let the artillery cover there.
Spell casting.
We need terror around. Slayer we should hold for a while. Oh man, the chariots got hit by cavalry. Those guys are dead. Should have tried to clear that cavalry first before sending the second chariot. There's just no way around it. Somebody has to get to go give this bell. Add the extra units. The fast ones. Start closing this one with the infantry and then send the chariots around. Send this one closer here. Why is he going knee deep in the enemy side there. Bets, if I didn't get best this battle, would have been much uglier. There's still a cavalry unit there. The fact they have strength 6, they're much harder to kill. Yeah, look at that shit, look at that shit. God damn it. All of a sudden he's taking hits from that lord. Double hit there. I need terror here. These ones have taken enough damage. Let's send a second wave here. See, our other game is still better than Bretonia. That's one of the weakest early games. Bretonia. Still a big grinder here. We need to avoid the halberd here. That cavalry was pretty good for them. Pretty damn good. Cavalry is gonna be trouble if we go around. We need to try to charge to our own unit here. Mounted yeomen all of a sudden fighting like the Knights of the Realm. That rank 6 makes all the difference.
Master Sculptor, Coon King, forward! Ready. Spell casting.
Lost the bets there. This one has to stay close. We need the leadership. He'll crumble to death.
Stone Shaper. Forward.
Expect terror here. Definitely expect terror, but I need the Scorpion alive. I can cast terror with a spell, but I expect it with a Scorpion. Scorpion crumbling to Mounted Yeoman. I think I've seen everything now.
Unliving king.
Don't you dare crumble here! Goddamn ghostly guards sending me defected ghouls. Those ghouls are defected. They have a lot of leadership here, and we lost one chariot to a pretty bad result. We must cause a rout here. 16 instantly. They're losing leadership for sure, but it's not enough to rout the veteran units they have. Yeah, they have veteran units. This campaign had barely started, the enemy has veteran units. I want I gotta have to do this. I wanna terrify them here. was a good use for the Aspect Dread Knight. But it was in combo with their lord dying. Yeah. See, Bretonia is still shit here, even with their experience. Skeleton Spearmans are, you know, they don't flee. They're not acceptable to fear like those peasants. Not even Ring 5 peasants are good for Bretonia. That's the shittiest early game in the game. Peasants. They're so bad they have to farm rebels for 20 turns. Oh shit. All bad factions farm rebels for 20 turns. It's legendary. It's not just us with Dread Knight, it was the timing with the general's death. I lost the second chariot, feels bad, man, because we can't build right now. Bretonia and Tomb King's early game is the same shit, really. It's the same shit. They're just not factions that can, you know, not those very powerful factions like the dwarves that just go on. But any faction needs to wait for walls. That's how it works. Nearly lost the group 6, nearly. I think I would have lost this battle without the bats. At least lost still half of these units. Made sure to use the spearmen that had a battle skill buff, so and without sending the reserve. If we had the spearmen for the second army get attacked first, would have been much worse here. The spearmen have a 19 armor, 38 defense, while these spearmen have 10 armor and 35 defense. So that battle skills matter quite a bit. Yoo-hoo! I'm done with WoW. Undecided. Wait, if I had that Casket of Souls here that was disbanded, this battle would have been a joke. The Casket would have got probably 600 to 700 kills.
Their deaths are worthless. I have no use for them. My arm.
Electron plays the flavor of the month. Oh man, wait till you see the next month when they release the new Obsidian game and I'm not playing it. What you gonna be saying that then?
I have my suspicions. Find my heart.
Pretty good here, pretty good. So what do we get on tier 3? I love how the tier 3 garrison has skeleton units. Tier 4 has 2 skeleton spearmen. Better assembly, what the fuck? The skeleton spearmen is supposed to be Tomb Guard halberds. Tier 3 walls with skeleton spearmen warriors. And tier 4 walls with skeleton spearmen. They're tier 1 units.
I alone shall restore Nehekara.
This is inefficient funds. I need the Cask of Souls. I have a siege attacker here though. Losing the second chariot might cost us here.
Machinations. Land of the dead.
Land of the dead.
I must keep my holy vow.
They're gonna lose both their armies here, huh?
My will be done. Lich King. Powering on life. The realm of souls fills
Probably
with
best to take replenishment, right?
who dares. Time to die.
Time to die. Still have 5 cavalry units, huh? The archers did good in the last battle.
For the Arch Necromancer.
For the Arch Necromancer, where is he? Does merging cheddar count as disbanding? Well, I wasn't really thinking about it. What's the rule regarding merging chat roars? Should not be allowed. The merging of the chat roars is not allowed. I feel like they added new voice lines.
Arkan the Black.
I know what Nagash is doing. He's currently playing a Night Elf Priest. Logged out in Goldshire after a long night. Nobody likes him in real life, so he's hiding in an online game, waiting for his cue when the CA, remembers he exists. I exist, goddammit! Is it snowing? No, it's partial chaos corruption.
Arkan moves. Strength to me.
Is it me or do they sound like lizardmen? Well, I just heard them say hola. Lizardman confirmed.
Arkan the Black.
Arkan having the Liber Mortis makes him pretty good in initial battles. This stuff is enough to make the difference. And Spirit Lich, the enemy lord, just slowly melt through the fight.
The Liber Mortis calls.
It's not the best Tomb King, but it's not the worst.
So be it.
Etc. Both Arkan and Grand Cockroach are wizards. So that leaves us with Khalida. Khalida is the worst Tomb King of the 4 legendary ones.
Arkan the Black. My command.
She's a fighter, so not a wizard. Wizard is the strongest and fighter in the power level on the Tomb Kings. Karib starts with a vortex and he has Casket of Souls. Already stronger than Khalida, and he's a wizard too. Out of the 4 legendary Tomb King Lords, Khalida is the weakest.
King of Liches. Cetra shall pay. Very well.
And that's saying much, cause I'm not a big fan of Grand Cockroach, but I still recognize his power level.
Arkan the Black. As it should.
Now you move him around, Akitama. Shoot, move, like a steam tank. You don't keep him in one place all the time, unless you don't need to cast spells.
Take the black. This is well.
Elich, Khalida went cup. You wanna watch Khalida? Go to Pornhub, man. Plenty of videos there.
Arkan the Black. I agree. Ready. Necromantic. Not a servant. Vengeance for Nagash. King. Pulse them. Tremble before Arkan. Shyish winds gather.
I think we can send the Chariot safely on the left side.
Pits on me.
this thing's not shattered yet.
Nagash! Arkan the Black.
And this Mount Yeoman are nearly rank 7, that's madness. Veteran Mount Yeoman. Just going to the spears there.
My will be done.
Have them in a position where the buff can target several units.
Go! Obey and move!
This guy carrying his whip on.
Nehek Ulus! I have no rival!
No, Wonder Woman is a pretty good rival. She is a whip too.
They shall perish. Not far. My way. Destroy. Get away!
Can't even kill a peasant on a horse. Let's go for the route here.
Cetra shall pay.
We don't need his curse of undead. Yeah, Mir. This is not even all of their armies. Fine thing is they can probably get their armies recruited back before we replenish. Talisman of Preservation. Holy shit!
I have
Finding a Talisman of Preservation of Stone Kings, that's crazy.
the next stage complete. Arkan the Black. Land of the dead. You are not him.
There's a military presence 5 and a military presence that's actually the same province, so they have 10 units in Lashik.
Open the liber mortis. Come, servants. Who dares? Legions march.
12 units there.
This
Could have
first
stayed in the plane instead. We get Lich Priest next turn. We'll continue with the First Dynasty. Well, skeleton chariots is the best thing they have on tier 1 Amir. Any Tomb Kings. It's just a very strong tier 1 unit. But more than that, they just need more armies, so you just have to be wait until unlock more armies. The only way to unlock more armies is to wait for technologies. The archers are nice. Well, archers are okay too, yeah. But the chariots deal serious damage to low tier units. 12 chariots over 50 charge without buffs. But just how the Tomb Kings are designed, you have to research dynasties to unlock armies. And the economy cannot support just getting military buildings to tier 3 immediately.
Servant of Nagash, Arkan comes. Land of the dead, my master will return.
Good they didn't build a unit of girl knights.
Harvest their souls for my rights.
It doesn't sound too crazy hustle, cause it's a tricky start. It's one of those factions. And you need to unlock 2 dynasties, that's like turn 35.
My glory.
At the moment you get a couple of Nikara warriors and the Tomb Guard, you're golden.
For the arch necromancer. Onward, soldiers. Erase them. Address me as your highness.
Aye. Let's hear what you have to say.
No!
Might be in a few turns. Kadib is not hard. Out of the 4 starts, I feel like the Khalida might have the hardest one, because there's more factions there, more prone to RNG. You can appease the dwarves here, so unless they get invited by the Bretonians, just slow. Well, Khalida, you are between 3 sides of possible wars. And you can't just get that starting city easily, no matter what people say. I mean, you can always, restart until you get a starting city and then continue playing, but it's not the same thing.
Nagash demands sacrifice.
Cleda is also the weakest of the 4 lords, so it's normal for her to be the hardest. This could be serious casualties. Those foot squires are deadly in early game.
Arkan the Black.
I had a battle with foot squires with Borlu. They got 700 kills against Musalon. We had much more shit talking about foot squires before that battle. But still a tier 4 unit. Far from it. Let's hope the Scorpion doesn't glitch in the wall, otherwise we're gonna lose it.
Necrotect.
We go for a setter first. if you can't take Lachmia. And Lachmia is not guaranteed. Not guaranteed.
Await the Necrosphinx. Take the black.
When I played Kalira, the Silver Host built Garrison immediately. The cheater going through like that is just crazy. I need this other guy here. Oh, there was something weird, Akadama. They didn't have the units when I played it. They got more units on the next turn. Was meaning to check the VOD regarding that, but I always forget. Because people have been telling me about why didn't I attack Lamia. Oh, this is gonna be really bad. Well, I played Lamia once and I won once, no restarts. Not sure the people can say the same when they try to rush Lamia. Is it Lamia or Cordoli Baras? I guess I Cordoli Baras.
Forward.
I need those arrows here. Who's my favorite Tomb King? Legend Lord. It's like, is there even a choice?
Tomb King. Forward.
I feel like anybody who says that Cetra, doesn't pick Cetra as their favorite Tomb King Lord is just done because everybody else, picks Cetra. So he wants to be special for not, you know, picking somebody else. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. They do have to make more for the special mount boys. You know, everybody else, you know, everybody's picking that guy. I have to pick somebody else, you know, just to be, you know, special. That's how it is with these things. Oh man, I didn't even know how to respond to Wakatama. Who the fuck gives about ports or income with etc. I get such an easy public order that this shit doesn't even matter compared to the other ones. This is a problem. We can't really break through without sacrificing Tomb Scorpion. I'll get exhausted eventually. They have a lot of bodies. Nagash is, yeah, should be a Tomb King, but he's become something else. It's almost closer to a demon than a Tomb King. He's a entity by itself. It's between a Tomb King and a vampire, but he's neither. Just out of curiosity, Akatama, how many Court of Liberas campaigns have you started? Now, the Mortuary Cult have tried to replicate the Elixir of Immortality created by the Nagash, and they created this instead. Something like that. I asked you how many you started, not how many you finished. It's like probably the best way to ask somebody about the campaigns and their experience. Because, you know, rarely anybody finishes campaigns. Not that one good start, but how many times you just clicked enter her campaign. Even if you're there just for one turn. Also the ones that count. It's hard to have an opinion about any faction unless you play the several campaigns, because you know the RNG on the early game and the interactions with the factions, random declarations of war by the player, focus on the AI, or to the player I mean by the AI, you know, it's big factors.
I shall bear. Bring my chariot.
I wonder how many people have started the followers of Nagash and had the dwarves declare war on them because they didn't go against the Beastman early. I really wanted that one. Has anybody had the Great Bearded Prospector declare war on them while playing Follows Nagash before turn 10?
Ready.
Is Arkan's magic great? Of course. He's a wizard primarily.
Nagash.
The death magic is good. St. John says yes, and it made me restart. Yeah. So you see, this can happen. This is pretty much a nightmare if it happens. Worst case scenario with this faction. Because the Tomb Kings, without unlocking additional armies, have no chance against dwarves. Because the dwarves have some of the highest quality, if not the highest quality, from turn 1. I love rebellions with Tomb Kings when I had War Sphinx with my Skellies. Well, it is what it is. The most important thing as followers Nagash, in my opinion, is to make Great Bearded Prospectors like you, non-aggression pact and trade. The moment you can destroy them if you want, or you can just leave them in their mountains. Those mountains are not worth it because of the Tomb King's economy. Until you get much higher income, the best to ignore the mountains, as they're expensive to build up. The Tomb King buildings are already expensive, and those buildings are even more expensive because they're not a suitable climate. So the best thing to do with Follows Nagash is to make the Great Bearded Prospectors like you, non-aggression pact, trade agreement, even alliance. Leave those mountains to them and just go around the coast. And when the dwarves make those mountains tier 5, then you take them. And thank the dwarf, they build everything for you. Those mountains early game is just ignore. You don't have the economy. Let them, the dwarves, build up the mountains for you. Let them dwarves like you, get relations with them. And then when the mountains are tier 5, then you take them. His game is life. And there are some diplomacy options in the beginning for the dwarves too like you. Of course, there is always the RNG element, they're getting invited to war against you. But that's how it is.
Vengeance for Nagash. No! So be it. Spell casting.
If you betray the beastmen, the dwarves are actually like you. And you minimize the odds of dwarves going against you. So it's not always the same. I would think more than half the times you can make the dwarves actually side with you.
Arkan the Black.
And as long as the other Bretonnians don't invite them, you can make them an ally. In theory, it's more likely than unlikely. The mountains are really bad for the early Tomb Kings, so you should always ignore them with any Tomb Kings you play. And if they don't attack you, let them build up tier 5 and then just overwhelm them later with the armies to take their expensive mountains. You don't have the economy to build up mountains. You don't have economy to build up anything, let alone the mountains.
The Lich King.
You can't kill Nagash Rebellion. He always comes back. He created such powerful magic that he cannot die. But the last person who defeated Nagash was Sigmar. That was like 2,500 years ago. I think as long as the Nagash, his pyramid is there and his items exist, like the crown on Azak, we cannot destroy Nagash. He's like Sauron. His essence is connected to the pyramid and his powerful artifacts. Or his magic has made him so powerful that he cannot die. That's even before that, the mirror. That's even before. The Skaven helped the Tomb Kings defeat Nehekarans defeat Nagash. That was Nagash was weaker then. Nagash was even more powerful when he faced Sigmar.
This is Arkan's.
When the Skaven gave this was Nehekara when the Nagash was fighting pretty much the old Tomb Kings while they were still Nehekaran. Before this happened. That was like thousands of years ago. Over time, Nagash, he used the warp stone and his magic. He mutated, become more and more powerful. He's pretty much 15-foot tall giant. That his sword is bigger than most lords.
The realm of souls fills with my foes.
Nagash has such powerful magic that he doesn't even need to use his sword to kill you. He just looks at you, you age 1,000 years and you die. Unless you have protection, you know. Like dwarf items, dwarf armor, stuff like that.
Priest king of greatest dynasty.
Okay, got these Sunscorched Bones. Now we'll go for his voodoo. His voodoo. This is critical, so your early units don't just melt. Sunscorched Bones makes these units closer to the Skeleton Warriors and the Skeleton Spearmen. So it's not as bad as some people say, you know, for these units. The moment you get this, they don't just melt on contact. And this is a battle skill you want anyways. The thing is with Nagash, as it is with the rest of the undead, their army is usually so large that you will never get close to him.
The day of awakening.
So he will overwhelm you, but by a huge undead army, and the everything that comes with it: the bad weather, the corruption, you know, the attrition, the swarms of undead. So you're never really gonna get close to him. So unless you get close to Nagash, you can defeat him. And when you get close, you still have to be some of the most powerful, you know, warriors ever, like Sigmar, to defeat him, you know, in combat. He has lieutenants of Nagash like Arkan. He's just one of them. He has many, and these are basically have armies of their own. So you're not gonna ever gonna get close to Nagash.
Perhaps an agent of Cetra.
So Nagash is basically a faction by himself, and he has legendary lords, you know, that basically lead armies for him. So you can say he's pretty much like Arkan, except undead. not Chaos. I think Nagash should be part of the game. I think Nagash should be part of the game, and should be a cataclysmic event like the Voice of Chaos. You know, not the current version of Picnic Times we have, but I feel like Nagash should spawn randomly in the world his armies, and as you defeat his armies, you know, you should trigger the bell against him, and until you defeat him, you can't stop him. When you defeat him, he goes back to, you know, his sleep for thousands of years. Should be like a big bell, like Vortex. You need to do like objectives in the battle to be able to defeat him, and then you're gonna have to have a super powerful duelist to actually defeat him. It should be like be a battle where he's unstoppable, like Big Bubble, and you cannot do anything to him with range or anything. So you have to defeat his armies, and then you get your duelist close to him to actually defeat him. And until you defeat him in the battle, you can stop his faction on the world map. I think it should be something like that. It should spawn a late game like the Voice of Chaos, cause trouble on his own with serious corruption. I mean, they put Gotrek and Felix into the game. You know, they made the greatest Warhammer game of all time. It will definitely have Nagash. If it doesn't have Nagash, it's gonna be a big miss. Nagash is a big part of the Warhammer lore and universe, so it should be in the game.
My master will return.
See? My master will return, says Arkan the Black. Now that we are really not pressured to get the first Dynasty Lord, we could just save thing for this. Saving for this and getting an extra army ahead of time. It's what makes that a big snowball effect. All of the vampires are nothing compared to Nagash. Nagash is pretty much their god. If Nagash says jump, they jump. Because, you know, he can pretty much probably take away their magic out of them. That's, you know, how powerful this guy is supposed to be.
My will be done.
Okay. Hey there, bro. The stream tomorrow will start later and still last longer. Currently on pretty much cheap hours. I plan to play until like 5 PM today, but the food is already ready, so we're gonna have to end a little bit earlier. Tomorrow is gonna be longer, boys. This campaign, we don't have any house rules, but the special is on. So far, we had a Chetror Crypt Ghouls, and Kaskil Soul was disbanded. Nobody really done treachery on the dwarves, otherwise this campaign would have been already over. Now with the second army, it's definitely much easier not to budget dwarves. I'm trying to get alliance with the dwarves, so it's smooth sailing. End, yes, it's gonna be end. The next campaign will be Malekith. Malekith fits after Followers of Nagash. Croak in the lore, Croak should be more powerful than Nagash, but there are different threats to the world. You know, Chaos is probably the biggest danger the Warhammer universe is facing. So there is no solution to the Chaos. Chaos is slowly winning, and they're probably gonna eventually win in all of the Warhammer universes. And Croak did, you know, manage to, you know, stop Chaos for the time being. Nagash is a different threat than the Chaos, so it's different. It's a threat by, you know, by its own, you know, so it can, you know, can't really compare. They're probably on a similar power level, because, you know, the more time it passes, I think the undeads are not to be underestimated. Thank Gravy, and we're done for that, boys. Tomorrow probably is gonna start the same 1 PM stream, but we'll be streaming longer, until like probably 7 PM. Let's see who's online. We're gonna host somebody. What do we have here? Arkan is playing Greenskins and Nerd is playing Quick. We'll host Raid Quick. Nerd, make sure to stop by and say hi. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be in Nerd's channel for about 2 hours.